started discussing on what we can do, how can we do things better. So one of the idea that was floated was, can we build schools nearby and then help like appoint teachers and then go about that. But that was like a long project, so that did not work out. And then finally, what they came to an idea was to appoint teachers in nearby government schools. So like when there is a student to teacher ratio as 1:80 or something, you appoint more teachers, so you bring down the ratio. And at the same time, from the trust, you like train the teachers, monitor the teachers, and improve their quality of delivery. So Asha, Silicon Valley supported this project. It initially started with about 4 teachers in 2005. And right now there are about like 35 teachers, 65 teachers in like 35 schools, and they are like in touch with about more than 7,500 students. So the graduation rates have been improving through the years. I'll show it in the later point. The vision of reward is to increase the academic ability of rural marginalized first generation students. The reward made a conscious decision that they are only going to concentrate government schools. So these are just the government schools that are in the nearby villages. And they also wanted to improve their learning outcomes. And they also wanted to go ahead in such a way that kids are interested in like higher education, pay out ways in which they can enrich their knowledge and they can move forward. So this is where the condition of the schools were. So like you see, this is their classroom. So there was poor infrastructure, sometimes no classroom. So this is how the classroom was. And the student to teacher ratio was about 1:80. So sometimes in schools, there are no math teacher, no science teacher, or sometimes no teacher at all. So just the students come and then they go. There is no teacher. So the ideals of the reward trust, once again, the ideals are to bring the ratio down. So like 1:10 and 1:20 and 1:30. And at least have one teacher per subject, or at least per classroom, have one teacher. So they also wanted to like train these teachers periodically to like deepen and widen their knowledge. The next step was to make these teachers work along with government teachers and then have better access to the kids, try to improve what they deliver to the kids. And then the third step is to like improve the kids so much that the kids should be able to compete with, kids across India in like entering primary institutions like IITs and NITs. So this was the basic reward trust ideas. So this is how the path forward is. So they started adding like full-time teachers to like government schools. And then every month they conduct teacher training. And then they make sure that the teachers are pretty much settled and they can ensure that the kids are gaining the knowledge that they are imparting. So this is a photo of the teacher training that's being done like once a month. And that's a reward teacher teaching a class. So from then to now, like I showed before, pictures of overcrowded classes. So now once reward has started, the teacher to student ratio has come down, like about 1:40. And these reward teachers, they get trained, and after some time they take they take exams to be appointed as government teachers, and they are then appointed as government teachers. So there are teachers coming in, and then they move to like government, they move as government teachers, and then new teachers coming in, and this keeps going on as a rotation. So right now there are about 65 teachers in about 35 schools nearby, and about 7,500 students. So like I said, it's they train the teachers like every month, and then these teachers are trained in both subject matter and also in the way they deliver whatever they have learned to the kids. And then there is also like a lot of peer review that's going on amongst the teachers to like improve the quality of delivery. So this is the teacher training. The way this is set up is every 4th Saturday of the month this happens. And every school in rotation takes the responsibility of setting this up. So they take care of managing the logistics of this event. And then sometimes external speaker comes in, sometimes it's just the trust speakers. And then they train the teachers through the day. And then there is like interactive sessions and everything that's going on. There is also the interactive session as a part of this. So this is, the interactive session is more like a lighter note discussion and a feedback between the trust and the teachers. So teachers can get back to the trust and tell what they feel about this entire idea of what the trust is doing. And then the trust can provide information to the teacher on what better they can do. And it's just a feedback flow. And these are our teachers interacting with the trustees. Then there is also teacher evaluation, like what PJ was talking about yesterday, measurements of how the teachers are performing. So this is done both in school and outside the school. So in school is like how well they are teaching the kids, how well they are managing to capture the attention of the kids, how well do they make to class in time, are they like doing their job properly. That's like the in-school evaluation. So the trustees, I mean, without any notice, they go to random schools, random days, and then check how the teachers are performing. This happens through the year. And then outside the school, what they do is they give the teachers like projects, different projects. Like one of the projects was like birds. So whatever the teachers know about whatever birds that they know, they can do a project and they can submit it. So there are like several projects that the trust gives the teachers. So these teachers also do these projects. So the trustees evaluate them both like in school and outside the school, how they are doing by the outsiders, and that's how they evaluate the teachers across the year. So on a yearly basis, based on this evaluation, they are given incentives, they are appreciated. And this is also held like a formal event, like people come in and somebody gives this appreciation and everything. So this creates a lot of healthy competition in between the teachers. So someone who sees it this time, who has not got it this time, is very much interested to do much better work next time and get it the next time. So this involves like, it creates a lot of self-motivation and then encourages a lot of competition. So the outcomes is, so when I said the teachers are given projects outside the school, the teachers get the help from the students. So students voluntarily help the teachers in fulfilling their projects. So that way that creates a lot of interaction avenues between the students and the kids. And then the teachers come up with several creative ideas. And when they showcase their ideas, it's like an interaction among the teachers to like gain knowledge from other teachers. And also when they interact with subject matter experts in that field, they also get like a good feedback flow of what's happening around. This is one of the tests that started like 3 years back. This is called the SMART test, and this is majorly to point at the critical thinking of the students. So this test is created by the trustees. This is not from the textbooks, it's not the textbook questions, but it's like make the students think out of box from the knowledge they gain from the textbooks. So this test is done and the students take part in it both at the intra-school level and inter-school level. And the results have been promising, it's coming along well. The students, it creates a lot of healthy competition among the students. And this starts from the 6th grade. So I have been there, and when they go to give like prizes to the kids and everything, there is like 4th grade kids that come in and then they tell, when I come to 6th grade, I'll definitely get this prize. So it like creates a lot of interest among the kids. And these tests are actually given to the teachers as well. Like this question paper is given to them and they are asked to also solve it. And they are given some time, and that creates a lot of interaction between the teachers to understand what's going on. And in fact, government teachers have also shown interest in like solving these questions and then trying to see how well they perform in it. So this is part of the idea to improve the learning outcomes. So this has been, this began just like 3 years old. And then it's motivating a lot of kids around, and then the results are encouraging. And teachers by themselves, because of the healthy competition among themselves, they also want to raise their bar and they also want to perform much better. Results as such have improved. The students' performances have improved. Retention rates have improved. At least like we have still not reached the ideals, but we are there at a ratio of 1:40 instead of 1:80. And we at least have teachers where there are no teachers. This is one of, during the teacher training program, a commerce teacher appeared on, and he was talking about crystallography and things. So these crystals are done by the teachers and the students, and this appeared in a Year of Crystallography website. These are some of the things that the kids have done. This is a cultural session done by the teacher. So just not the studies, the teachers are also open to like do cultural activities. So sometimes they involve the kids in the cultural activities and they try to do it during one of the reward session. These are photos of kids who have done artwork using waste. And this is a write-up about a girl who has written about a reward teacher. So what the girl is telling is when she was in like sixth standard, she was not very good at English. So she felt very bad that she's not able to cope up with her classmates. But when she came to 7th, that's when she met a reward teacher. And through the reward teacher, she could acquire so much knowledge that she felt comfortable trying to compete in like English. This is overall results. It's lots of numbers, but this is for this particular year, the pass percentage of various schools. Wherever you don't see number, which means that school doesn't have a reward teacher right now. So this is these are the numbers, and there are a lot of good things that's happening. I mean, this is one thing that I'm just giving as an example. So Sogandi is a school. The minimum score this year out of 500 for 10th standard is 350, and 100% of the people passed. And the district topper got 488 out of 500, and 23 of 33 students almost crossed 400 in the 10th standard. So this is how the teacher's performance is. It's getting better. The slope is in the positive direction. So the last line is representing what's happening in 2014. So from 2009 to 2014 journey, I mean, it's getting better. There is a lot of positive slopes that's going on. This is school's performance as a whole. The pass percentages have been increasing, right from 2006, where you can see graphs like starts here and then goes all the way to 80+%. It's been steadily increasing in a positive direction. This is yet another thing that part of Reward Trust. Sugana is my grandmother, more like a mother to me. She was with us. For like various reasons, and then when she was with us, when the kids are at home, she had to take care of them also. So along with me, she will have 2 or 3 more kids that she has to take care of. So when she passed away, in memory of her, my father started this Sugna Memorial Award, wherein like it's to basically encourage kids in the 10th standard to get more than 400 out of 500. So it's just like go to the reward schools and tell them that if you get more than 400, you will be given this cash prize. So it started off like this, and then it went way up here. A small thing is that initially my father thought, so she had 7 kids, including my father. So initially he thought only the 7 kids should sponsor money for this event. But it went so huge that they were not able to accommodate that. So they had to get money from their kids and from their spouses and everything to support this. So that's how it's growing. This is to, like, in short, explain the story. So Reward Trust started as the roots. The teachers are the stem and the kids are the leaves. Trunk and the kids are the leaves. And roots to here, it is not possible without the sunlight, and that sunlight was Asha. Thanks to Asha for like giving so much sunlight to do all the photosynthesis to grow up to this height. I will stop here. I'll let my father answer any questions that you might have. questions?
Okay, I can just make a, it's not a question, but just a comment, like based on my experiences working with Reward for the past 2 years, UFlorida currently supports this project. So a lot of project proposals that we get, and right now we're looking at new projects to support at UFlorida. And over the past like 6 years, I've probably seen more than 20 proposals. A lot of the proposals have been, yes, we're trying to help underprivileged children, and we're trying to build a school in this area because there aren't private schools in nearby, or there's some problems with the private schools, or they cannot afford the private school. So we're trying to build a school that can cater to these needs. So one of our primary questions is, are there government schools in that area? And the answer is yes. Oh, but they are terrible. We cannot work with them at all. So ever since I've seen this project, I've been a huge fan. And my whole thought process right now is, this is a perfect model that if you have the right process, you can get the public education system in India to work. So that's basically what they're doing. They have not built the infrastructure from scratch, and they are actually having a sustainable model in the sense, eventually these reward teachers actually become government teachers and are assimilated into the government system. So I think that's one of the highlights of this project. Is this is a perfect example for anybody who says, well, you're building all these like schools or supporting all these projects, but what can you do to improve like the public education system? I think this is a perfect model to show people that we can fix the public education system in India.
And I'll add to that, this is also a perfect example of how much Asha volunteers can contribute to the structure of a project. Because Reward, when they initially started out, initially the thought was to have like an after-school program, but it was with discussions with Shubhashri, who was with SP and now it's with Stanford, that they decided to take this route of adding teachers to the government schools.
Plus, we have learned from this project and we've implemented the same in another project, and that is also based on our recommendations of the learnings from Reward.
So, is it, I guess the teacher training and everything helps a lot. Is it that when they join the government schools, they still undergo some training in that? Or if they don't have the training, have we seen that they are able to sustain what they're doing, what they were doing? What is?
So far they're able to sustain. This training is not like actually closed to Reward teachers. So this training is open, and it's not that you have to be. It's only open to teachers who have gone from Reward to government teachers. Even if it's like a totally government teachers who is not involved with Reward, also they are also welcome to attend this, and they are also welcome to learn from this. So it's open, like people come in and go in. That's how it is.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm wondering if your dad would consider, giving some kind of an award, just like he gives for children who got more than 400, marks. Like Arvinda mentioned, one of the indicators that Dr. Ramanujan had suggested was the child asking questions in the class.
Yeah.
So maybe every year they could pick up a few children who are asking the maximum number of questions, regardless of how they do, and provide some kind of recognition for that.
Okay. I'm not sure if he's able to hear what you said, but I'll definitely convey him this one.
Say something.
Hello? Hello? Are you able to hear me? Hello? Do you want to address everybody? Hello?
Tell me.
Do you want to talk something? Do you want to tell something?
No, if you have a question, I can answer.
Okay.
I think roughly our dream you have presented, our work you have presented, the results you have presented, the future direction is already mentioned. So if there are questions.
Yes, a question. I have one thing I would like to ask, and maybe I'll tell you and you can ask him.
Yeah,
which is,
we are now at the stage where we are moving from performance to the learning outcome. That is the stage we are moving in.
so my question is more about
Just a second.
from his perspective, what does he feel that he's gotten from the interaction with Asha, and how can we do better, or what did he like? What would he what would he like to change?
Okay. So this is the question. Hello, are you able to hear me? Yeah, this is the question. So the question is, from your experience, how would you, what did you think about Asha? What are the good things that you came across, and what do you think Asha can change in future to support reward?
Yeah.
Okay, so the following thing. First, the major positive aspect of Asha is that they are giving us a tremendous free hand to try our experiment. That is a major thing. And the second major thing is they are periodically interacting with us and also evaluating how things are going on. This is a second positive aspect. Another thing that we are seeing is that when we are looking at, we are working with about 35 schools now, reaching about 7,500 students. And when we do this kind of a job very actively and intensively here, some of the budgetary notions always create some kind of difficulty. But overall, I feel that an enormous free hand is available when I'm working with Asha, which is not available with other agencies. And many agencies are not willing to support this kind of activity where the major component is a salary component. Many of the CSR, when we write now, they don't want to support this component. They are willing to spend for building a toilet or building some classroom or a water tank, but not for actively intervening with the education of the children. And that is one major advantage with Asha. They are very, very supportive with it. Another aspect I find in many of the, when you go for local donations, there is always this problem of working with the government school. So there is a tendency for people to think that it is government's job, let the government do it. But actually, who gets penalized in the process is the student. The government is not doing it with the same kind of alacrity that which we want to do. And they are doing it at the pace, and they have a very large thing to handle. So these are the problems. And when I ask donation for an individual student who is joining a college, I find a lot of people come forward to help. But when I ask for a salary component of teacher, there is a hesitation. So when I look from the ground level logistical constraints, I find that the role that Asha is playing is tremendous.
Thank you.
If you can ask a still sharper question, then I will be in a position to answer that.
So, have you seen any improvement in the government school teachers from peer learning or from this motivation?
Hello?
Have you seen any improvement in government school teachers from peer learning and from motivation from reward teachers?
Okay. This is only for your ears. It should not be publicized. There are a lot of government teachers who are interested in attending our training program, but because of their whatever union constraints, they don't want to do. Indirectly, what is happening is we are looking at our smart paper. As soon as the smart paper is released, they interact with our teachers, and both of them together try to solve those problems. And they are very eager to know what our teachers are learning in every training program. So this is a feedback we get indirectly, and some good teachers are there, normal teachers. They will indirectly meet us and communicate this to us, but they will not come out in an official forum. They will not come officially participate in the training program. That they will not do. That's because of other constraints. But what we find is that some of the HMs are now allotting some periods where this kind of training, problem-solving training is to be encouraged, but it is done at local levels. So we are trying to inform the. Recently also I had a talk with the DEO, the district education official, but all of them do not want to officially commit to anything. But indirectly they will go. Like immediately after this presentation, which we did in Chengalpattu in some Tamil Nadu Science Forum is there, they organized a meeting on education. So where they asked us to speak about our experience. The DEO was present in the meeting, where we indicated about the success that we were bringing in Sogandi. Sogandi is a very big achievement for us because all the students passed. Out of the 33 students, 20 students crossed 400, and the minimum mark was 350. And the school admission this year has increased. So the DO next day went to the Sogandi school, spoke to our Reward teacher, appreciated him, and asked the corresponding government teacher to interact with the Reward teacher. So he has locally said that and gone, but it won't be available on record. So that is how it works. There is definitely a positive feel. Many teachers are learning. They are also interested in doing this problem solving session. I met the chief educational officer. She has taken all these question papers and then sent it to other schools asking them to follow this pattern. And she spoke to me about it, but you will not see any recorded statement of it. But that is the way the government works. So we have to use these positive elements available in the government and keep pushing our work so that slowly the academic ambience around should increase, and there should be a lot of peers from amongst them who will be the one who will be the torch bearers for the other students. That is the kind of idea with which we are working.
I'll take a question.
Tell me.
Yeah. Hello, we are running out of time.
But Sridhar sir, thank you so much for being able to answer our questions, and I'm sure most of the other chapters will have something to learn from this project. And thanks to Upasana also for walking us through what it was. But Sridhar sir, thanks again. I'm just going